Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to talk about how to mail merge your Word file with a database, with an Excel database automatically. Now this is my template over here. This is my Word file. I'm just going to remove these fields over here. Now this is my template and I'm going to start the mail merge process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select mailing. I'm going to select recipients, use an existing list. I have an Excel file for it, so I'm going to select D drive. I have this in my D drive and it's by the name of obituary. Now it's showing me 3 sheets over here. That's direction, sheet 1 and value history. If I open the Excel file over here, I have 3 sheets. My data is in value history and this is the data that I'm looking to get in my Word files. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select value history, and this should be checked. First row of data contains column headers. So this is by the headers. That's how you identify your data. So this is your address line 1, state. This is the zip code and the first name. So I select OK, and then what I do is I insert merge fields. I need the name over here. That's over here. The header name is first underscore name. So if I go back and insert merge fields, here in the last I see the last column, that's the first underscore name header. So I select that, and I need the address over here. So I'll select insert address line 1, comma, space, insert. I need state, comma, and then the zip code. I'll save this file, close it, because the program executes it automatically. This is the program over here. This is where I start my program from. So I have call the function merge run. This sub. This is not a function. This is a sub. I have defined it myself with some arguments over here. These are the arguments. You can leave these few arguments, which are not necessary, like print. I have used a bprint variable, a boolean variable, to set it to print or false. So I can just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to remove it. So I have now 3 arguments. I have the file name, that's this is the file name. This is my Word file. So I'm gonna, this is the first argument that I'm taking from file. The second argument is the database. So I put it in between double quotes, the complete address. It has to be the complete address. You can check the address, by just checking the file location. For example, this one is simply D Dusty over here and D obituary over there. So the path name of the file should be correct. And then this is my SQL, the third argument. This is basically, I'm telling it what to select from the database. So I am telling it to select address line 1, that's address line 1, comma, state, now that's the state, zip code, first name, from, value history, dollar is the sheet name, value history, and then the range H1 to 5000. So H1, this is H1 to 5K 5000. So it goes down till 5000. So this is how I tell the VBA what to select from. Now make sure that you don't have duplicate headers over here. They are all unique headers and they should be a continuity. There shouldn't be a blank column in between. For example, this one, there's no blank column in between. All of these columns contain headers. So I'm going to run this sub over here. I'm going to run it step by step so that I can make you understand what's happening, what the code is actually doing. So for that, I'm going to press debug, step into. Hold on a second, I need to reset it first. So I'm going to take the cursor over here. Now I'm going to press step in. So it starts the sub, step into, and what this basically does is it's calling the sub by the name of merge run. This sub I created, which takes three arguments, all three as strings, and I am passing these three arguments over here. I already explained you what these three arguments do. Let's proceed. And this line over here, it's declaring a variable by the name of wd_app as an instance of word.application. What it does is basically I need to get the access to the control of the Word application. So for that, instead of writing word.application dot blah blah blah, I just write wd_app dot something. The second variable is, you could name it whatever you want to, it's not necessary to name it wd_app. What dim does is it declares a variable. My second variable, my doc, is an instance of Word document to basically do what I want to with the Word file that I have, which is dusty file over here. Next, on error resume next. What this line does is that if you have an error, it doesn't break the execution of code. Instead, it moves on. So that's what this line of code does. Then we have set. So I'm setting. This is a keyword set. Set wd_app is equal to get object. I'm getting the object of word.application. So next we have, I'm creating I'm going with wd_app, and then this what this with keyword does is that I don't need to write wd_app again and again in the future lines. So you can see dot visible, this actually is wd_app dot visible, but since I'm using keyword with wd_app, so it's understood that it's wd_app is for granted over here. The access operator is used for this variable. Dot visible is true. So with this line of code, Microsoft Word application is visible. So debug step into and debug step into. Now what this does is it opens the Word file, although it's not visible yet, but it's going to be visible with this line of code over here. So I press step into again, step into, dot visible true. Now it's going to open the Word file. Here's the Word file. Now what's the name of the Word file? This is where I get the file name. Now I'm saying over here dot document dot open from file. Now if you remember, I had taken an argument over here from file as string, and I called the sub using this argument, using the path of the Word file over here. So it's going to open this file over here. So I'm going to press debug step into, and here it goes. It opens the Word file. And then I again press debug step into. Now what it does is it basically starts the mail merge process. Now the next line is basically, this is a method dot active document dot mail merge dot open data source. Now this method open data source takes a few arguments. I'm going to explain that. For the first argument I'm taking is the name, which is the dat file. This is the Excel file which contains the database. If you remember, I had used an argument over here, dat file as string, and I had passed the Excel file's path name over here. So I am telling it that the name is dat file. That means that the database name is obituary XLM. Now the next is confirm conversions false. I don't want any pop-ups, so I'm just keeping it to false. Read only false. Link to source false. Add to recent files false. Password document, if you have false. Password template for is nil. Password document is nil. Write password protect. Write password document is nil. Write password template is nil. Revert is false. Format is WD, open format, auto connection, blank. Now this is important. SQL statement is equal to SQL. I had taken the third argument as SQL, and I had passed an argument over here. Select address line underscore 1, that's the header. Address line underscore 1 over here. This header, this and this, these 4 headers. I needed to select these 4 columns. So I select address line 1, state, zip code, first name, from, value history, H1 to K 5000. So you press F8, step into again. So it's going to select. Now the next line is going to start the mail merge process. I'm going to press step into. Now dot destination. The destination is to send to new document. What it does is basically it doesn't do the mail process in the same Word file. It creates a new file and shows the result in the new Word file. So I'm gonna again click step into, suppress blank lines, true, step into with data source. Now here first record and last record. Now I need to tell the mail merger what's my first record, what's my last record. I'm selecting here I'm selecting H1 to 5000, but I don't need all of the data. I need only a few of data. So I'm saying the first one, the first address over here, the first record is 3, row number 3, and the last record is row number 10. That is what it is saying, so that I don't create 5000 letters over there with no data. So it's only going to take 8. It's only going to create 8 letters. So I press step into. Now this is actually going to execute the mail merge process. I don't want the mail merge to pause or get stuck, so I keep pause to false. So I again press step into, and you see it has opened a new Word file. So this is the final output over here. So you can see it has created a lot of letters over here, and each having the data as required. For example, the first one is Jerry Atwood. Let's open the Excel file. Let's see where Jerry Atwood was. So this is where it started from. Now what it did is it left the header row. It didn't count the header row as as a row number. It started from this line over here. It didn't count the header rows. This is 1, 2, 3. If you remember, I had initialized the first record to 3 and the last record to 10. So my last record was number 10. If this is 1, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Thomas. So it has extracted the data till row number 10, that is over here, Thomas. So it contains the address, the state, and the zip code, and the name, and it has automated all of this process. Now you could simply create a button for this, or you could insert all this code in a module and run that module whenever you want to, and that's it. You're done with the mail merge process. There's a few more arguments which I can take in this. That's if I want to print it, if I want to close it. but for the simplicity, I'm just gonna keep it like this. Thanks for watching for the video, and if you have any questions for me, or if you want something like this to be done for you, just mail me. I'm leaving my mail in the description.